In this work, we present annealed winner-takes-all for motion forecasting. In classical trajectory prediction models, with multi-choice learning, multiple scored hypotheses are formulated about the possible future trajectories of an agent. During training, the vast majority of these models use the winner-takes-all, or WTA, loss, where the ground truth future trajectory is used to select the closest future prediction. Once selected, only this hypothesis will receive a gradient signal that will make the prediction get closer to the ground truth, and other heads are simply ignored, hence the name winner-takes-all. However, there are several issues with this optimization scheme that we detail in the paper. Instead, we propose to use the annealed winner-takes-all loss to solve these issues. Let's see how it works. With aWTA, there is no longer a hard selection of a winning head, but a soft one instead. It means that in practice, all heads have a weighted contribution to the loss. Let's study the dynamic of the head's contribution during training. At the beginning of training, the temperature is high and all heads equally contribute to the loss. Therefore, they all get equal gradient update and converge towards the conditional mean. During training, the temperature decreases and the prediction heads gradually discover new modes. All heads are still softly selected in the loss, with a weight depending on their distance to the ground truth. All heads are still being updated, but the closest heads will receive a high update. At the end of training, the temperature gets closer and closer to zero, and the distribution of the head's contribution converges towards a Dirac for the closest prediction to the ground truth. In other words, the annealed objective is now equivalent to the classical winner-takes-all loss, and only the closest head gets is updated. We reach a better mode coverage in the predictions, training in more stable and less sensitive to initialization, and we can train with a limited number of hypotheses. Let's see how the regression loss and metrics evolve during training. As the temperature decreases exponentially, we observe a sudden drop in the aWTA loss value that translates into improved metrics. This observation of a phase transition in real-world motion forecasting data is consistent with the expected behavior of the deterministic annealing procedure. Moreover, at the beginning of training with aWTA, we see that heads converge towards the conditional mean, as they all equally contribute to the loss. As training progresses, the heads gradually discover new modes. In the end, the hypotheses are better trained and cover more plausible routes than with WTA. In practice, the implementation of aWTA is very straightforward, with a very minimal modification to the original WTA code. Thank you for your attention.